This week, the Georgia Straight is featuring Vancouver's video game industry on the cover. I was speaking in a coffee shop with our video game columnist Blaine Kylo a few months ago, and we thought it would be worthwhile to update a 2006 cover story that we ran, and that was this one called Video Game Explosion. And it pointed out how a whole bunch of new development houses opened in Vancouver in 2006. And at the time, I was really struck by how many of them traced their roots back to the early video game companies in Vancouver, particularly Electronic Arts, but also Radical, Barking Dog, Relic Entertainment, and Black Box Games, which was later bought by EA. What we have in Vancouver is actually a video game cluster, and Michael Porter has written extensively about these business clusters. He's at the Harvard Business School, and where you get a whole bunch of companies working in one area where they're cooperating, employees are switching companies, and it gives life to a whole new industry. And you can see it in advertising, for instance, on Madison Avenue, where the people will go from one company to the other, so there's a cross-pollination of ideas, they're competing with one another, and then they become very strong internationally. And that's what we've had happen here in Vancouver. So when I was talking to Blaine, I said, let's update this. You know, the economy's going into a bit of a tailspin. There's now a whole new generation of companies coming out. We've got United Front, and if you want to know the details about that, you can read Blaine's story. But also, one of the key people involved in all of this was Don Mattrick, who was kind of one of the founders of DSI, which was bought by Electronic Arts. Now he's at Microsoft, so Blaine interviewed him. So I think he's put together a terrific story. If you go to the website, you know, we have this chart of all the different companies and who worked where. I think it's a keeper of an issue. I'm really proud of the work that Blaine and our technology editor Stephen Hoy did on this. So I hope you enjoy it. For the Georgia Straight, I'm Charlie Smith.